Honorable Paul Kimani Wamatangi, Kiambu County Senator.
Let's hear from Wamatangi. Senator Wamatangi.
Kiambu Senator Kimani Wamatangi.
Senator Paul Kimani Wamatangi.
Kimani Wamatangi, ladies and gentlemen.
So you grew up as Paul Kimani Njoroge, but your name changed to
Wamatangi.
Wamatangi. Tell us more about that.
Now, I started the Wamatangi Foundation in Kiambu, and I started it specifically in Kikuyu, when Kikuyu was a constituency. And one time I was doing my community visits to a place called Ndeya in Kikuyu. I encountered people with a lot of problems. You would find women groups who were joining together to build a water tank for themselves. It would take probably 2 years before they construct one water tank. I came up with the concept of introducing a water tank project. And so I got into conjunction with one of the local tank manufacturers and my foundation, in which we both came together to subsidize the cost and price of tanks from buying to delivering. And that's how we started. We gave that one women group the tanks. We continued to give so many others. So we continued, and up to now, as I'm speaking here, we've given more than 12,000 tanks to churches, schools, children homes, homes with a lesser strong background, and we've been doing that for the community. So as I was doing my rounds, people would sometimes ask, oh, who is this that was here? Is that one of tank?
Ule Wamatangi, yule Wamatangi.
and so it translated into Wamatangi.
People choose to opt and associate with what touches them most. Okay. I take youth in communities who may not have performed well at class 8 level and form 4 level and don't have an opportunity to go back. And so I train them in technical skills.
I train them in IT courses and driving courses and motor riding courses. I also give subsidized costs through a SACCO program to young people to own motorcycles.
And those that have performed fairly well in IT courses, take them through graduation, they get certificates. We concentrate on those that are from less fortunate families, so we don't charge.
He's a member of the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. He is a senator.
Senator Wamatangi.
What is my role? What are my authorities? What can I do and what can I do?
He has the power to summon a governor.
Deliver one oversight to make sure there's accountability, the structures of showing and directing how funds are supposed to be spent. We need funds at the county. There are so many things to do. There are so many obligations the county government needs to fulfill to the wananchi.
Yes.
And so it boils to a simple question of, in leadership, do we want to take responsibility for what we have vowed to do when we get elected?
Okay. It is my belief that if that money has been put to proper, correct use, and you know, the Constitution requires one thing. That as an elected official, when money is put into your hands, the first requirement is that you must spend that money prudently.
Agreed to deal with it by retaining the headquarters of Kiambu County in Kiambu Town. That one we already restored about.
Down into it and briefly just weigh in on this particular story, the unemployment situation in the country. What will be your reaction?
So what I would want to say to Kenyans in form of straight talk is that really, why should we be surprised? Since the time when we accepted and acknowledged the death of Rivertex, the death of Kikomi, the death of Mumia Sugar, the death of Pan Paper, the death of more than 60% of all the industries in Thika and in Ruiru. The time when we accepted that we have formed an EPZ zone that processes more than 80% of all the goods imported, they process and repackage, not manufacture. The time when this country accepted that all the assembly lines in this country for motor vehicles are dead, such that we import completely built units, even of the most simple like tractors and trucks, then why would we be surprised that we accepted to become an economy that relies entirely on importing everything, including matchsticks, including toothpicks. You find a container load of tissue paper in the port being cleared, eggs from South Africa. So why should we be surprised that our youth are languishing on the streets looking for jobs? And the answer to this is very simple: a complete change and about turn in the economic policy and leadership of this country. As we speak, the price of coffee is not what it should be. If you look at the price of a can of Nescafe, if you go into a supermarket, it's never changed. For all those years, it's been the same price. But the price of coffee that is paid to the farmer has been constantly declining. We should see our county government organizing itself in such a way that we have got not only the factories that we have that only dry and put coffee in bags, process coffee, package it, grind it, export it from Kiambu County. And that is what is going to give people the real value for the work they're doing. Even for tea, let us have in each of the counties, for example, the ones that produce tea, I would want to see in my own county of Kiambu in the next 2-3 years, having a whole tea processing factory in Rari. The same happens to the coffee growers in Kiambu town, around Gedongori, in Roiro. We have a whole factory there that will be doing what Nescafe does in the United Kingdom. But ask yourself, which years did Kikomi die? Which years did we close down Rivertex? And that's why I would also want to urge also my colleagues to support and acknowledge, for example, like when the Jubilee government, since inception in 2014, we brought up the jobs count from 13 million to 14 million.